Okay, we'll call this meeting of the Guam Election Commission special meeting to order. It is 5:36. We are located at the GEC conference room in Oka Building, Tamuning. Certification of quorum present, myself, Jerry Crisostomo, Chair, Commissioners Joe Mafnas, present, newly sworn in Commissioner Joseph Meno, Commissioner Benny Penala. Excused absence is Commissioner Pat Seville and Commissioner Tony Gumatauta. Also present is our legal counsel, Vince Camacho, and our executive director, Maria Pangilinan. Let's move on to certification of public notice requirements.
Mr. Chairman, it was published in the Post, the Guam Daily Post, on January 5th and January 10th. And it was published on our website and the Government of Guam website on January 9th.
Okay, and that's attached. Okay, let's move on to the approval of agenda. Again, today's meeting is a special meeting for the purpose of discussing the special election for the vice mayor position of the municipality of Sinahanya.
Mr. Chairman, the Vice Mayor of Sinahanya, Mr. Rudy Hoffman, passed away on Tuesday.
Rudy Ariarte.
I'm sorry?
Rudy Ariarte.
Rudy Ariarte passed away January 3rd. And so we had we spoke with the legal counsel, and the timeline, the draft timeline begins on page, what page is that? 6. The draft timeline begins on page 6. And so based on consult from legal counsel, we are, based on the law, the election would be on Saturday, March 9th. And what we would do is, if the commission approves the election to be on March 9th, what would happen next is we would write to the governor and let her know that the special election would be on March 9th, 2024, from 7 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. And then she would then, by law, have a proclamation for the special election, and that would be published in the paper. We have also letters that will go out to our stakeholders that will be helping us with the election, and we will have to hire precinct officials. A letter will go out to the chairman of the two political parties about precinct officials, homebound, and the like, and it's all in our it's all in our timeline.
Okay, could you just run through, is this working?
Yeah,
I just
they
can't
can hear. They can hear.
Okay. Can you just run through the dates, the timeline for just public information when certain things are due, like the candidate filing and all of that?
Thank you. So the vacancy happened on January 3rd. We are meeting here on January 12th. And then on January 16th, the letter will be sent to the governor and regarding the special election proclamation, a letter to the Superior Court regarding those that have been adjudged incompetent, and then a press release will go out on the 16th to announce the availability of candidate packets. Then on the 16th, we will begin to accept candidate packets. That's Tuesday, January 16th. We will already begin to accept candidate packets. And this says that There's a section in the law that says when the deadline for the candidate packets, and we'll go to that. On January 17th, we will send out our letter to the stakeholders, and then next week, sir, we have a regular meeting, and this special election is on the schedule, on the agenda as well. On Thursday, February 8th, is the deadline for the candidates for vice mayor to submit their packets. That's Thursday, February 8th. And that's 30 days before the special election. On Friday, we tentatively plan a meeting of the GEC to ratify the candidates. And then that Friday, as soon after the ratification of the candidates, if there are more than one candidate per party, we will call them for the drawing of names. Okay. Monday, February 12th, is the deadline for the political parties to submit their nominations for precinct officials for the Sinahanya election. And because of the election, we will close registration. Voter registration will close on February 23rd.
Mr.
And we
Chair,
will,
Can we go
Yes.
back? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
On this precinct official, how many are we looking at?
10.
10 altogether?
Yes,
10
we
from
have-
both party?
No, 5 from each party, plus alternates. We have 2 precincts in Sinahanya, so we will get 5 from each party and 2 alternates from each party, 1 for each precinct.
So the one that's going to take place on this special election is the same place as last election?
Thank you for asking. Part of the packet includes. You included it? Oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry. We had, based on requests from the commissioners from the past, we had started looking into polling sites.
Yeah.
So we had already initiated conversation with Bishop Baumgartner. I officially sent inquiry to them, and they replied. And so the president of Bishop Baumgartner sent an email requesting for, whether the powers that be will approve it. So they haven't replied to me yet, but we are looking into that, sir. Thank you.
And the other thing also, are you going to have a training for this precinct official?
Yes, it's in the schedule, I
Oh,
believe.
okay, I didn't.
Okay?
Thank you.
So I think because we had the Jonia
Right.
special election, we already have a template, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, of how that was run, and that was run very efficiently,
Uh-huh.
that we would almost
Yeah.
have the same
And
scenario here.
if we remember, it was complicated by COVID,
Yeah.
the pandemic, so, yeah.
Yeah, even more so.
Okay, so,
That's one, sorry.
go ahead.
So if it's not concrete yet, we're going to have it at Bishop Baumgartner, how soon are we going to find out, and what other location are we going to go at?
The CL Titano Elementary.
So when
That's
do
where it's
you
currently.
think you can find out the,
We'll try for next week, sir. We need to.
before our
yeah.
meeting?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else on that?
If we go, Miss Commissioner Joe, the precinct official training is on March 6th.
Yeah.
Okay? We will publish the names of those that have been hired on March 4th. Of the precinct officials, we will publish their names.
And what is the rate that we're,
$350, yes.
So the 500 is not approved yet, right?
Not for
Not for
this
this
election.
special- okay, okay,
Yes.
okay.
For this
Sorry.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, okay, we want to make sure that, oh, the other thing, Mr. Chair, is that just like the Jonya special election, we will tabulate at the polling site.
polling site.
And we will hand tabulate. If you remember, that was
Right.
really fast. And so we have, we will present to you the tabulation, the tabulation procedures and all that later on. Okay? Sir, after the calendar, the timeline, first, I think we need, Mr. Legal Counsel, we need the approval of the special election to be called March 9th from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move a motion to call for a special election for March 9th for the position of Vice Mayor of Sinania.
Okay, and from 7 a.m. to 8 o'clock
8 p.m.,
p.m.
yeah.
7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
The location, the precinct, the polling site will be
To
determined.
determine,
Yeah.
to be determined.
Okay. There's a motion by Commissioner Pinala to call for the special election to fulfill the vice mayor position of Sinahania on Saturday, March 9th, 2024, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at a polling site location to be determined. Okay, are there any further discussions on that? No, is there a
Mr. Chair, I
second?
second that motion.
Okay, second by Commissioner Meno. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Okay,
Motion carries.
carries.
Mr. Chair, following the timeline are the packet contents, is the packet content. So some of it we have for you. We don't have the candidate handbook here, but it's the same candidate handbook that we use for the primary. The forms that are single sheets are inside our meeting packet.
Maria, these packets are also available on the GEC website that they can
Yes,
download?
they will be after today,
Correct.
after your approval, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any further discussion on this? I just had, on the letter, the draft letter to the governor, once we approve that, you have a couple of corrections
Okay.
to make there. I'll just point that out afterwards. How does this is a far-fetched question, but, there's a bill in the legislature, right, that to cancel the position. How does that impact this, if any? Because the election hasn't been called,
As
hasn't
far as I
happened.
know, it doesn't,
Wait, Mr. Legal Counsel.
Yeah. To legal, I mean, does it have any impact to this?
Bill 230-37?
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the short timeline, we have to sort of put everything in motion. I mean, if the bill passes for the election.
Election.
Just stop. We would just stop.
The election no longer,
Right, the election will be no longer needed for that office, because that office will no longer exist.
yeah. But right now pursuant to law, we proceed
Correct.
until the legislature tells us otherwise.
Right.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Legal Counsel, if in fact it gets canceled, does GEC have a responsibility to public notice that it's canceled?
I believe so. I mean, you put all the notice out that there's going to be one, I think you need to
Yeah,
put
we would
one.
have to put a notice
That
that
there's
it's
not going to
canceled.
be one. But pursuant to the law, right? It'll
Yeah.
just be pursuant to whatever that bill, whatever
So
that
that
public law
this
would.
bill just eliminates the position,
Yes.
right? The vice mayor position for Sinahania, strictly for Sinahania. And
I
then
haven't
going-
read the bill, so I don't know.
Yeah,
really
I haven't
what
read the
it
bill,
does.
but and if the election is scheduled for March and they pass this bill before that, then it's canceled. If they pass the bill after, then it doesn't impact it because you can't retro it back.
Just a point of information, Mr. Chair. We've already been invited to the public hearing on Thursday, January 18th at 9 o'clock p.m. a.m.
What time? I mean, what day?
Thursday, January 18th at 9 o'clock a.m.
Well, they're holding session this month, so.
Yeah. So I was advised by legal counsel that actually, in terms of our testimony there, we cannot discuss it at this meeting. So I will be there and indicate that we are ministerial in nature, and I will only answer operational questions as far as the conduct of election.
That's correct. Okay, any further discussion to add to this? So we would have to, need a motion to approve all this? Okay, so we entertain a motion to approve the packet for the special election for the Vice Mayor of Sinajana that's presented by to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move a motion to approve the timeline and the packet as identified by the Executive Director for the special election for the Vice Mayor of Sinajana.
Okay. Motion on the floor. Is there a second to the motion?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Second by Commissioner Meno. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, the motion is adopted, so the packet goes further. We proceed on.
That's all I have, sir.
Okay. Any
Unless
other
there's something else.
discussion on this specific topic by the commissioners?
Just real quick, how many signatures is required for the petition?
Yeah, mayor's 100.
Good, sir.
100.
100, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, seeing no other business, you have anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay, then I ask for a motion to adjourn until our regular scheduled meeting on the 18th.
Public comment.
Yeah, well, there's no public
No
comment on
public
this one.
comment.
Did you forget to put public comment? Yes. Okay. Are there any public comment, public participation? Okay. Seeing none, then we call for a motion to adjourn
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move a motion to adjourn
until January 18th.
until January 18th for our regular meeting.
Okay. Motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Second by Commissioner Meno. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? This meeting of the special meeting of the Guam Election Commission is hereby adjourned. It is now 5:54 p.m.
Thank you.
That's another record.